Rediscover your past by digitizing your family's memories with Legacy Box. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about preserving your legacy, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection. Do you remember the anticipation of waiting for your film to be developed? Not too long ago, 1 Hour Photo Labs were the go-to place for dropping off your precious photo memories. Cameras once needed film to take pictures, and once all the shots were taken, you could drop it off to be developed. The photos would be returned in those photo envelopes, and that's usually where they stayed until you added them to a photo album. With digital cameras and later smartphones, the need for instant prints has dwindled. Nowadays, we snap photos with our phone and usually only share them on social media, making 1 Hour Photo Labs a faded memory. There was once a time when you would use the newspaper to search for needed things. Flipping to the classifieds and circling jobs or scanning for that perfect used car was how we did it. From finding a date to advertising a garage sale, the classifieds had a little bit of everything. The internet and the emergence of online platforms like Craigslist transformed the classified ads landscape. Nowadays, we can Google and post things on Facebook Marketplace to find pretty much anything we need, making newspaper classifieds a thing of the past. VCRs were clunky machines that brought movies and TV shows into our living rooms. This was streaming before streaming was a thing. But instead of scrolling through Netflix, we built collections of VHS movies that we would watch using our trusty VCR. Rewinding, fast-forwarding, and sometimes dealing with tangled tapes were all part of the experience. But with new methods of watching movies, like DVD players and then streaming services, VCRs have become a nostalgic relic. We now have instant access to unlimited movies and shows by just turning on the TV, with no need to remember to rewind. Carrying around MP3 players in our pockets made us feel like we were living in the future. Those sleek devices filled with all of your curated songs revolutionized the way we listened to music while on the go. They started out as boxy devices, but quickly shrunk in size, making carrying them around even easier. As smartphones became more sophisticated, they began to merge the technologies, and music streaming from your phone became possible. Spotify, Pandora, and Apple Music made our phones an all-in-one device that eliminated the need for MP3 players altogether. Once a classic symbol of communication, payphones could be found all over towns across America. Some were completely private with a bifold glass door, while others were just freestanding phones. But regardless of which type you remember most, banks of them were located in airports, shopping malls, and businesses. As mobile phones slowly creeped in, payphones began to disappear. Most of us carry a phone with us at all times now, so the public payphone has become a rare sight. Just like with payphones, phone books have also been rendered obsolete, so we no longer have the need to let our fingers do the walking just to find a phone number in the yellow or white pages. The excitement of a Friday night visit to your local video store was like no other. You could spend hours searching the aisles for a stack of movies to rent before you grabbed some candy and checked out, heading home for an epic movie marathon. Stores like Blockbuster and Family Video seemed like they would be around forever, and so too would that feeling of joy when you made your weekly trip to rent even more movies. Those endless shelves have been replaced by the convenience of streaming movies directly to your TV, and video rental stores have simply faded away. Personal digital assistants, and later BlackBerry phones, were once the epitome of productivity for business professionals. PDAs had touchscreens and a stylus that allowed you to add contacts and update your calendar, while BlackBerries gave you a full keyboard for typing out an email on the go, both of which revolutionized mobile communication. But as smartphones evolved, they offered more advanced features and applications that BlackBerry phones just couldn't keep up with. Today, our smartphones handle everything including emails, calendars, social media, music, and so much more. The process of paying for something at the store used to involve writing paper checks. It didn't matter if you were at the grocery store or at a restaurant. A check was as good as cash. And balancing your checkbook was a ritual for many, meticulously recording transactions and ensuring all your finances were in order. But as online banking, automatic payments, and debit card usage became mainstream, the need for paper checks, along with balancing your checkbook, diminished. Nowadays, most of us just check our bank balance using the mobile app before making a big purchase. Remember the days of unfolding those massive paper maps to find your way on a vacation? We relied heavily on these guides to get us to where we were going. Later, as the internet emerged, many of us began printing out step-by-step directions from the website MapQuest, which was the first step in replacing actual paper maps. Then there were the GPS systems you could buy and plug into your cigarette lighter, before digital maps and directions were packaged up in easy-to-use apps on our phones. The era of paper maps is now gone, as we now have real-time traffic updates, turn-by-turn directions, and even voice guidance, all in the palm of our hands. There was a time when waking up to an alarm clock meant hearing only an annoying beeping or your favorite radio station. Setting the old-school alarm clock was a familiar routine for many of us. That is, however, until cell phones added the feature to their lineup. We now have alarms that can be customized with sounds, waking us up to our favorite song, and we even have sleep tracking apps that optimize our rest. Alarm clocks have become way more than just an annoying sound that we dreaded each and every morning. The days of landline telephones that plugged into dedicated phone jacks in your house have also become a thing of the past. The jacks may still be there, but it's unlikely you still have a phone plugged into it. Touch-tone phones hanging on the wall once meant anticipating a call from a loved one that might rack up hefty long-distance fees. Many of us waited to call until after 7 p.m. to get a cheaper rate, but long-distance charges were a real concern. It's hard to believe that today we don't even consider it. We now stay connected with friends and family with unlimited mobile plans that cover it all, without the headaches of those extra charges. If you were a teenager in the early 2000s, then you were probably on MySpace. It was once the most popular social media platform, and it allowed you to customize profiles, connect with friends, and discover new music. But as Facebook evolved, MySpace was completely left behind, and eventually abandoned. For some, it still holds a special place in their memory, but for others, it is a laughable precursor to more modern social media. Remember when Netflix used to mail you DVDs? Long before they became the leader in streaming movies and TVs online, Netflix offered DVD rentals that were delivered straight to your mailbox. We eagerly awaited the next movie from our queue, and quickly watched it before putting it back in the mail so another one would be sent. As more movies were added to Netflix's online library, the need for physical DVDs became less popular. People wanted to watch things on demand, and grew tired of waiting for them to be sent through the mail. The concept of the family computer was still a real thing in the early 2000s. It was common for households to have a shared desktop computer that everyone took turns using for work, school, and games. Whether it was browsing the internet, playing a game of Minesweeper, or chatting with friends on AOL Instant Messenger, we all remember when we had to share that one computer. Now everyone has their own device, starting from a young age, as tablets have become the gateway to a smartphone early on. The need for a shared family computer has been just another thing that has become obsolete within the last 20 years. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and maybe even consider supporting the channel over on Patreon. Recollection Road has partnered with Legacy Box because we're both all about preserving the past. Why not do the same with your own family home movies and photos? Legacy Box is the simple, safe, they've thought of everything solution for converting your home movies and photos to thumb drive or the cloud. Just send in your Legacy Box filled with old VHS and camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and kept organized. It's that easy. Not only is Legacy Box trusted by over 1 million people, but it's professionally digitized right here in the USA. Get started preserving your past today. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send in your memories when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to save 55% while supplies last. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching this playlist, and then visit the channel to search the Recollection Road Library. As always, thank you so much for watching.